How what? Hi. I'm back. I exist. Hold on. Thank you. I appreciate it. So we got new stuff. Yeah. I added a couple things. We have points now, and I think there are emojis in there, and I made sure that all of the main sounds that you like to play are still reasonably done. Yeah, that was what took so long actually, was I was trying to make the sound alerts come through the video. I was having trouble. I had to re-add my extension after I had to change all the authentication stuff. So, but that was it. I found it, finally. So today was a weird day. Yeah, I had really good news and really bad news all at the same time. Totally unrelated topics. I'm doing well, Epic. How are you? Well, so on the good day side, I had my work review today, and they still like me, so that was nice. On the downside thing, I don't have a relationship with my family because they're, crazy, and they showed up again today, and it was weird because it's been what, 2 years since my mom, and I haven't talked to any of them in at least that long, if not longer now, like 5 years, because they're all crazy. And unfortunate family tradition of just, pretending the last duration of time didn't happen and everything is fine and wonderful is really odd for me, and I don't like it. So I think I'm just gonna go back to not talking to them anymore. That's like the safest plan. You ever have someone that you try to convince something? Crazy. I was crazy once. You ever have someone that you try to convince them of something that happened from your perspective, and they make you feel like, because they don't remember it that way, it didn't happen? Like completely, not just that it didn't happen the way you remember, but that it didn't actually happen. That's the kind of thing I deal with. And there are certain people in my life that tend to reach out only when they want something for them. And that's the kind of thing that I don't really support too much, because, it's great when, everything's fine and you forget I exist, but all of a sudden you're in a jam and you need help, and oh look, there's Svetsie to pick up the pieces again to fix things. And I'm not doing it anymore. It takes too much energy, and I think that it drains you as a person to waste that kind of energy on someone that doesn't appreciate it at all, Like, everybody needs help every now and then. Thank you, Marshmallow. I know that was you. Had to be. You waste time on people that were like just too draining, and all they do is take and they never give back. They don't even say thank you most of the time. They just sort of expect you to do it. It gets draining. And I appreciate the laugh because I needed it. And so, on to the good news, because we're not going to talk about that weird stuff anymore. Oh, because it was probably a little louder than usual. Since I had to re-add everything, the audio tends to reset. So if you want to blast a couple different sounds and make sure the volume's okay, I can fix it. But on to happier things. I'm finally starting to feel better, which is good. And as soon as I can get all my medical stuff straightened out, which would be good.
Hello there.
Hello. Then everything will be back to the happy place, and then we should be good to go. So I'm excited. I got some plans. I even have some Halloween-y stuff planned. But today I figured I would just chill out for a little bit because I just wanted to make sure I didn't push myself too far. Thank you. I'm very happy to hear it, because it was weird. Oh, I'm sorry. You have to work this weekend? Mm. I understand. It's weird to work on weekends, especially when you like bust your butt the whole week. Yes, thank you, Epic. I am doing much, much better. Yeah, this one was weird. Mostly the problem was just I felt so exhausted. I was just so damn tired. I couldn't do anything. I was like a couch potato. And then I'd work and then I just have to go lay down. It was like, just too much. Just too much. Well, again, if it's financially able for you to do so, and you're feeling hyperextended, remember, you can't burn the candle at both ends forever. It just ends up being problematic. Because then you burn yourself out and then you can't do anything. And that sucks. mm. So, what did y'all do this week? I feel like I've been under a rock. Like, I know nothing. I know what, like, the 3 streams that I watch over and over again. I had one of the folks at work today tell me about a horror movie he saw. And I had to write it down because I knew it would go immediately out of my head. And the stress is the worst one. I know customer service gigs are some of the worst because they never come between food and money with people. They don't handle it well. Highest percentage of Karens I have ever worked with was not the insurance company. It wasn't the call center in the middle of the night. It was a damn pizza shop. It was the pizza shop. It was the worst. Because as soon as people are hungry, they get ragey. They get crazy. Oh, right. Epic, how's the new gig going? I know you had a new one, and it's been a couple weeks now. I always check in like after the month part just to make sure. Which sound? I make lots of sounds. You seem surprised. Teddy actually asked if I was going to play Bendy 2, the Bendy and the Dark Revival tonight, and I was thinking about it, and then I decided I'd probably be distracted enough to talk, so I might do that tomorrow instead. Good. I am very glad. I'm glad you like your new job. Aha, there you are, Marshmallow. It wasn't Marshmallow this time. So the way that I've broken it up so far, yeah, that would be my next choice. I think I'm going to do it this weekend. I just need to make sure that I have the wherewithal to follow a story correctly. No, I know it wasn't you this time. So the way I've broken them up is I left all the ones that you guys normally play just randomly as nothing for the moment, and I'll only raise them if they get annoying or if we need to, but I doubt it. And the other one, the channel points ones, are actually the longer ones, so they're the song ones right now. But I can always switch them around too. I'm working on being able to change outfits when you do channel points. And so my channel points are sea matchki. They are sunflower seeds, because I thought it was appropriate. I also added some emotes in there too, just to play around with. They're mostly hamster based, if you can see them. All the other stuff is still running. You can still drop a box on my head, or anything else you want to try. But yeah. So, this week, the other big news, the only thing I know about, because it's the only thing this house talks about for the last few days, is the whole Unity thing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness is all I gotta say about that. That is just a disaster, no? Alright, I'm gonna put the game up so I have something to do while I talk. Okay. So, there we go.
Issac and his mother
You guys should have game audio now.
Isaac kept to himself.
This is also a good opportunity to scare me just because it's something I tend to zone in on.
Life was simple. And they
Yeah, we've done this before. We don't need to see the cutscene right now.
Was until the day Isaac.
Do you know what else with this game? If you can do it, Marshmallow, it causes you a lot of stress, and I know that.
He needs to be saved.
Because it's just one of those things where it's like, you know something causes you issue.
Isaac's mother replied, rushing into Isaac's.
Understandable though. It's still the joke had to be made. It had to be made, Epic. You can't just stand by and let those go like that. It just doesn't work that way. Oh, why? Why have you crashed? Why did you crash, game? That was unfair. That was uncalled for. Oh, Explorer's never gonna let me hear the end of this. We crashed into the void again, guys. He's never gonna let me live it down.
Isaac.
Okay. Now we're just gonna get into the thing. There we go. Because now I can do what I need to do and not die. Okay, so. Any preferences? I haven't beaten this one very much yet because obviously I played on the Xbox because that's the one I play when I'm sick or I can't do anything. So. We could try to unlock somebody. Or we could just be goofy. So we'll start with Maggie because she's my favorite. Maggie has the additional advantage of starting with a Yum Heart, which basically will save your butt. Two things. The first thing is for me, that is slightly loud. Are you guys cool with that volume? Or should I go down a bit? I don't want to be too loud. Alright, that's good. Bow, bow, bow. So, we will start with my standard disclaimer, which is, I suck at this game. I know I suck at this game. If you are looking for someone who is going to play this game well, I suggest finding someone else. Thank you. I appreciate the confirmation. Mostly, I don't know why it's this kind of game that always appeals to me when I don't feel well. It's like anything I can sit here and do this mindlessly and like talk to Teddy or whatever, it is kind of the only way I want to function. It's the low energy version. Ow. That's okay, I can do this. R2. Hi! Okay. So, apart from the weird. Hi! Nice to see you. We're getting there, slowly but surely. Teddy's having a bit of a harder time with it just because of his breathing stuff, but he's getting there. The one major hang-up and the problem we've been having is tasting things. It's made me crazy. I don't know about you, but I'm a girl that likes my food, okay? Hamster for a reason. But yeah, it's been weird. And I had escaped like, 3 years without getting it. I just did bad luck at the time, I guess. But no, we're good. We're here, we're thriving so far. So far, so good. Very old joke, that one. But hi. Thank you. I know I've been absent from Hal's streams for a little bit just because I've been so sick, and he streams early in the morning for me, and unfortunately my brain has not been like cognizant of surroundings until like 10:30. I am doing much better, thank you. And how are you, Miss Taylor? I'm working on another outfit for Halloween. Oh no, Marshmallow, it's okay. Come back when you feel better. You don't have to talk, you know. We do have a lurk too. You can just hide out. It's fine. I appreciate you showing up for me. Marshmallow and you all kind of checked on me a lot, so I appreciate it. Because I was really like the social battery is the first thing to go when I don't feel well. It's like, which is probably the worst trait to have in something like this. It's okay, I'm gonna be here for a bit. You can always come back if you want. But no, the social battery is like the first thing that just sort of dips out when I don't feel well. It's like, oh, well, we gotta prioritize, you know, functioning life stuff, so turn off the social completely. And then I disappear. Yeah, water's good. Hydrate! So no, it's been, like I said, an interesting day. My whole review thing made me feel really good because my boss actually likes me, so it's kind of nice. Especially validating when, like, you've been, you know, a complete flake for the last 2 weeks because you've been sick. Then you kind of have to figure it out. You're like, oh no. Like, and I get that imposter thing where I become completely convinced that something totally innocuous and completely normal will get me in trouble. Because all of a sudden they're gonna realize that I'm actually just some sort of fraud. But I'm not. I do actually know what I'm doing. I just get all in my head like, no, I have to be fake. No one can actually think that what I'm doing that occurs to me as second nature is the right thing to be doing. Like, okay, on my review, they called me professional. Me. The weird tech person with the blue hair. At what point in my existence has that ever been a thing? And I looked at my boss and I laughed because I'm like, what? You can't call me that. That's not true. He's like, no, in your written communication and, you know, speaking to people on the phone, they would never know that, you know, you're a weirdo. I'm like, oh, thanks. We have a good relationship, so it was okay. Because I refer to myself affectionately as a weirdo. I don't like being, I struggled for so long, so long, trying to fit in and trying to be normal, and it was a thing I was obsessed with. I was like, why does nobody think I'm normal? And I do have blue hair. And at a certain point I completely steered left and I went, you know what, forget it. If I feel this weird and this is who I am, then we're rolling with it, you know? And so I just went and steered into the skid instead. But yes, it needs to be redone at the moment, but normally I wear half my hair blue and half its natural color. And so the underside is blue and then the top section is brownish. And it's typically, yeah, about this short most of the time. I did dye all of my hair blue several times. It's just really hard to keep up because my hair resists the lightening process. So, but I have done that for a long time. I liked blue. Blue is probably my favorite. I've been pretty much every color. I have a rather embarrassing photograph on an important document of me with, you know, lemon yellow hair. Because it was stage 2 of 3, I was dyeing it green, like emerald green, and I proceeded to have to lighten it first for it to show up correctly, so I was like lemon yellow. Blue is probably would be my favorite color. It's hard to tell, to be honest. I'm a big fan of complementary colors. I like colors together better than individually. Like, or even things like multifaceted colors. Like sapphire blue, for example, is a gorgeous color, but I like it in its gemstone form, not so much in its flat paint form, because I think it needs the variation. It's weird, I know. And totally a girl thing to say. That was totally like a female thing to say. No one will discuss relative colors with me very often. Do you ever have a color wheel? I was always surprised that blue and orange look so neat together because of where they sit together on the colors. But yes. Teddy looks at me half the time with that one like I'm nuts, though. Because he's just kind of like, they're blue, what are you talking about? Like, it's just blue. I'm like, no, it's more than blue. He disagrees. Yes, Marshmallow, how may I help? Wee! What's up? I'm gonna take a drink while you think. Aw, thank you. I appreciate you, Marshmallow. And Epic, and Taylor, and everybody. No, it was nice because I was stuck in my head a little bit with him, kind of like, you know, I've been gone for like 2 weeks. And so I was like, oh, I was telling Marshmallow, I'm like, nobody's gonna show up. And he's like, well, I'm gonna be there. I'm like, okay, thank you. Then I will show up. And then you guys showed up and I appreciate it. So thank you. Oh, goodness, don't step on me. That's rude. How dare you, spider? Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for showing me. I appreciate it. I was just stopping in. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, Epic. You guys are great. It's funny. I was happy to find anyone that wanted to kind of hang out with me. Because, again, not social. Really kind of bad at it. So, trying to get better. But I knew that I wanted to at least, like, make people laugh. So that was fun. So, I think that I may play something. I'm gonna play Bendy tomorrow. Bendy and the Dark Revival. I'm gonna start tomorrow. And I'm also thinking of another game, but the one that I mentioned to Marshmallow before requires a bit more voice acting, or more like talking. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's it. I'm bad at the social IRL. I'm really okay on the phone. I'm fine in front of a computer. I just, when talking to actual people, I kind of choke up. It's, you know, it's just a thing. And I've learned, oh, that was the thing that was so weird about this conversation today. So again, family trait of pretending nothing happened, right? So the first thing I did, because I panicked, was I immediately went into like business Svetsie. Like, it sounded like I was on the phone with customer service, you know, because I can do that. I mean, I've done it for work for so long that I don't bring like personal stuff to work, because in my mind, like, work is work and home is home. And I try not to bring like stuff like that with me, because if I do that, I end up going the other way too, which is like I take work home. And my mom used to tell me all the time that she's like, okay, what time is it right now? And I said, well, it's like 8 o'clock at night. She's like, can you do anything to fix it now? No. Can you do anything different first thing in the morning? Explorer, hi! We've only crashed into your house once. I promise I didn't break anything this time. But she would try to talk me down by basically reminding me, oh, hello, Chaos. One furry friend to another. Oh, hold on, let me do this real fast. No, so she would tell me to basically calm down and remember that there's absolutely nothing I could do about any of it at the time. I can't fix it till tomorrow, so why would I do that? There we go. Yeah, shout out for our fuzzy friend Chinchilla. We stopped by before. So, I have taken it as a personal sort of mission to try to not take stuff with me. How was your stream, Chinchilla? Did you have a good time? Nice to meet you. Well, I met you the other way. And nice to see you. Thank you for being my first raid. That was very nice of you. I appreciate it. We are playing Binding of Issac. For those of you that don't know, I'm Svetsie. And I have been sick, so I figured I would probably do more talking than gaming, which meant I should play something that didn't require all of my brain. Yeah, I had a family member that I don't speak to anymore happen to find me today and called me up, and I accidentally answered, so. Well, I'm happy to see you. Pokemon's fun anyway. As long as you stream for, like, you know, just to play the game is good too sometimes. Yeah, so I kind of went into autopilot because I didn't know the number when it called. And so I kind of had a little bit of an issue, but it's better now. I've gone back to my hidey space, so that's good. So yeah, we're doing okay. I'm still sick, but I'm getting better. So that's good. And I got good news today. So that was good too. See, okay. So Chinchilla, talk to me. I haven't really played Pokemon. My familiarity with Pokemon comes from the show and from the card game because I used to draw them a lot as like a kid. Oh, I'll be fine. Thank you for checking though. So have you played all the Pokemon games, or is it just, was it like a first shot? Because I'm interested. And of course I want to know everybody's opinion on Pokemon, if you care. I like to know what people think. It was surprisingly fortunate that it happened the way it happened too, by the way, because I was working from home today still. Oh, nice! So you've played like all of them. So did you start with like the Game Boy kind of version? Because I know that Teddy started with those and he's been into that. Ah! And then we have the other side of the coin that has never played a Pokemon game. So you have the same experience as me. Oh, okay. See, I love the pixel graphics. That was Teddy too. He really loved the Pokemon game. There's actually a long-going family argument over which brother had which version, Pokemon Red or Blue. A very long-standing debate that typically comes out over a beer or two on Thanksgiving. I saw somebody playing it. I haven't, honestly, it's one of those things that I feel like I'm so far behind I wouldn't know how to catch up. I mean, I'm not sure there's too much difference in the general core mechanics of Pokemon, but I do feel a little bit like out of touch as to who any of them are. Oh, nice! That's what you were playing, was the new DLC. Nice, nice. You must have been who I saw when I went to start today, because I look at what folks are playing before I start. I try to check in, but today I had some sound issues, so I had to fix that first. Well, that and a dog-based issue. The dog-based issue was not a bad issue. It was the fact that I had forgotten before I went to go start my stream that I was supposed to feed our oldest dog because she gets different food than the others because she has run out of teeth. So she gets softer food to make it easier. Melanie. I did actually know that. The Vaporeon thing, I did actually know that. And I think I might be more scarred for knowing than not knowing. Mm. Someone did have to mention it. It's one of those jokes that just screams to be made periodically. Although I do question the mechanical thought process of wanting a water dog, so to speak, because Vaporeon is an evolution of Eevee, which always makes me think of a Chihuahua. Then again, I don't think I could do Smash or Pass in that way. Well, yeah, because Hal's probably heard it about 7 million times. Why couldn't I do the Pokemon Smash or Pass in that way? Mostly because, I don't think of things that way. Oh, Ah, yes, it's descended quickly, Marshmallow. It's okay. It'll turn back around again. We were initially talking about Pokemon, the games versus the TV show and stuff like that. And Halfeb, another friend of mine, and happens to be a rather impressive furry artist. And kind of an awesome dingo in and of himself if you don't know him. Ah, hi Shimo, how are you? We have talked quite a bit, but you've never actually talked to me directly. Well, not outside of chat. I am casually fighting my luck against RNG and talking because I've been sick for a while. And I figured I would ease back in because that would have been the smarter thing to do. Yeah. So. Yeah, Halfeb has heard everything, I'm sure. It's funny, I'm waiting for the moment that I have when one of the people I mentioned just sort of shows up. Yeah, well, I ended up... It's just that fatigue is just crushing. I hate it so much. It's like... I feel like a vegetable, quite literally. Not just like in the joking sense. I mean like a young bamboo shoot kind of vegetable. A moment of One Punch Man. Ah! So it's one of those special interest things where you could just talk about it forever and ever? I used to really love drawing Bulbasaur because he was my favorite in the face. I liked the eyes. They were my favorite bit. Frog, how you doing? I am feeling much better. I decided to kind of come back and test the waters a little bit tonight, so... So we're playing something a little bit chiller and just talking a bit. Make sure my voice holds up. Ah! And Sun and Moon. Yeah, we were doing draw Pokemon on Halfeb when he was guessing what he was drawing one day. That is perfectly fine. You may take a snack and go hide in the hamster fluff. Having some, well, you eat a lot of candy, mostly candy opal. But, no, I'm sorry your stomach isn't good. I hate that feeling. Honestly, stomach aches are like my worst. I dislike them. Okay, so I did play This is where I'm gonna be weird. You ready? My favorite Pokemon experience growing up was actually Pokemon Snap. I loved doing the thing where you drive around and take pictures like Pokemon Safari. I thought it was a blast. Played it to death. It was just... I didn't know anything at the time either, and my mom knew I didn't know anything. She just knew that I watched this show all the time. Oh, thank you. I feel validated. Ah! I would be curious to play it again. Because it was one of those things that I just really loved to do. It was a very chill game. I mean, obviously, it's like the stepchild of Pokemon. It's basically like capitalize on the cuteness of the video game. Oh! Because I do have a Switch in the other room as well. Again, we're nerds in this house, so we're happy here. Ah, nice. I will have to look at that. Oh, stop hitting me. I don't have the patience for you right now. Nice, nice. I will have to check that out. Because I do think that's a good time. I mean, I tend to like my games on... And I can understand why Pokemon is appealing, because trust me, collectible items, collectible creatures especially, like... Oh dear God, did I play so much Sonic to get my freaking Chow Garden up and running? It was unreal. Give me any cute little thing that I can raise and you have a winner on my hand. That's my answer. Ah, I can understand. I mean, I'm just a nerd, so... I've been a nerd about all kinds of things, but my favorite thing in life, my favoriteest thing, is to hear people talk about something that they really enjoy. That's my teddy too. I really do love to hear people talk about things that they like, because you will see their truest and happiest self when they talk about something they really, really love. And speaking as someone who can speak endlessly on a subject that's considered completely inane. Found out your favorite ice cream from your first job closed? Oh no. I used to work in an ice cream shop at one point too. I did that as a weekend job when I was in high school. But I love hearing people talk about things that they really, really like. And they get so funny because they light up completely. It's so neat. I do like coffee. Mint chocolate chip is one of my favorites too. Exactly. Talk to me about something you find interesting. It's not just like tell me about your job or whatever, unless that's your thing. I mean, I can fully understand that too. But I really like hearing people talk about things that they enjoy. Even if it's not something I'm familiar with, please tell me. You know, educate me. I am not Opal. I listened to my sound alerts before selecting. Thank you very much. That being said, I got a couple things that I'm gonna figure out. Oh! Let's see. I got plans. I was also working on a Halloween outfit, which I'm excited about. Mario games and Sonic games especially. Ah, you had the Wii when you were a kid. Let's see. Oh, hold on, I missed that. What was that? Ah! Twitch chat, you suck. Not you guys, the thing. Ah, I found an emote. Ah, hello, frog. Hold on, let me pop the chat out so I can see it a little better. Give me a moment, please. Ah, that's the window I wanted, thank you. I do actually. Okay, so that was the comment I was looking for. Chinchilla was, yes, I do have the card game for this too. We got the big box set. I've been obsessed with Binding of Isaac for like a long time. I have like 200 hours on the Xbox side because it is my favorite like couch potato game. Mm. Mm. Okay. Back to the beginning. We got the original set. The one that was on the Kickstarter. With the desk mat and everything. I haven't gotten the new parts yet though. Got a little sidetracked on interests. Okay. Back to the game. I'm getting better at watching chat and talking at the same time. That's been a challenge for me. Cause like at home, you know, I watched streamers a lot before I decided I wanted to do this. Oh, cool, cool. I'll have to check into it. I do get a Christmas bonus thing around the holidays, which is what I normally buy mine and Teddy's Christmas gifts out of, but we really love the game, so it might actually be like a good choice for a house present. Because we do have those here. We buy gifts for weird reasons, but it's funny. Okay, and now you're talking about espresso chip ice cream, and I think I may die. Like, that's just wholly unfair. Like, now I want ice cream. Can I get ice cream at this time of night? That sounds absolutely amazing. Yeah, I'm feeling that too right now. I don't know what I want for dinner now. And considering it's like 10:30 at night, it's not exactly dinner time. I just haven't bothered to eat yet. I have a weird thing. Yes, please. I'm curious now. So, as much as I am obsessed with food, given the fact that I can't really taste anything because of this whole illness situation, I've found myself considerably less motivated. And so I think the answer there is just to deaden my taste buds. No, my brain is programmed too hard to like sugar and pizza and all of these things. Oh my god, Teddy said today, so there's a place here. It's the funniest thing. There's a place here called Bangin' Fish and Chicken. Okay. It's like fish and chips and fried chicken tenders and fried seafood stuff. Kind of a classic staple thing here. And this one particular place, thank you, has the best like fried fish I've had in like years. And it's because they season it with like lemon and salt and everything when you get it, but it's like lemon pepper, so it's not like lemon juice, so it doesn't get soggy. And he brought it up, and I have been constantly obsessing about it since he brought it up. Like, I just keep thinking about it. I can't stop. I'm like, oh, I want to go, but it's like a 30-minute drive, but I still want it. Cheese fries. Yes, yes. I am not only a cheese fry aficionado, because give me those chili cheese fries any day of the week, but I also love poutine, which is a Canadian staple, because I grew up in the north part of the country, not Canada, but close. And yeah. I am a cheeseaholic. I could probably be vegetarian question mark if they allowed me to have cheese, but I could never be vegan because if they take cheese from me, I'm just gonna fight them. My doctor at one point decided she wanted to test me for a cheese allergy. I'm like, you're crazy. Do not do that. Even if it is true, I don't want to know. Like, I don't care. I'll take the joint pain. Which is the weirdest thing to have to tell the doctor, who's the one that's trying to get rid of the joint pain. I tell her, I'm like, my joints are getting, more complicated. And she's like, oh, well, I want to test and see if you're allergic to some of these regular foods. We'll test you for gluten intolerance and, this and that, and whey and milk proteins. I'm like, no, you're not. She's like, you were not going to test me for cheese. She's like, yeah, it's common. I'm like, no, you're not testing me for cheese. I refuse. I deny you this option. I even refuse to have it on my record that even if I am allergic to cheese, I don't want that documented. Oh, will you just stop it? Ah, there we go. Okay. No. Give me cheese or give me death, or probably both. It's yeah. No, we also have this other place here that is probably the craziest food I've ever ordered. They're only open after like Bob Ross, you said Rubber Ross. I did actually know that Rubber Ross is allergic to onions, and I would feel really terrible for him because onions are in a lot of things. But, so this one place is only open in like the middle of the night. It's like bar rush food. It's not like a food truck, but it kind of is. It's a building that's like a mobile kitchen. And they do burritos with French fries in them. And I was listening to Numi earlier today talk about burritos with French fries in them, and I'm like, oh, we have those here. That would be so good. It's gotta be rough though. Like, so it depends. Allergies are strange. Like, I was never really allergic to anything. I have certain things that, like, my body doesn't seem to like, but I don't have anything I am specifically allergic to. And having like an allergy, like an anaphylaxis kind of allergy, or even just like a skin rash or a breathing thing kind of allergy, would be weird for a food item. I know. Okay, so this burrito, right? So this burrito is French fries and barbecue sauce and bacon and cheese sauce and I think nacho beans, like black beans with nacho cheese sauce. And then rolled up in a burrito. It's crazy and surprisingly delicious. They also make a quesadilla that they have Flamin' Hot Cheetos inside as well, which would be Teddy's favorite. He gets it with the like fajita steak and cheese and everything else, and then they put Flamin' Hots in it. It's a very strange like place to eat, but it's specifically designed for like drunk people food at 2 in the morning. Delicious though, seriously. Like, it's one of those foods that when you eat it, you know that this is not a food that you should be eating, but it's too good to stop. It's very strange. Oh, hush, lady. Nobody asked you. Yeah, so Teddy's got that thing where like cilantro tastes like soap for him, and every burrito place has cilantro rice, and so he just doesn't like it. So I needed a burrito fix, and I was trying to figure out like where to go to get it. And I ran across this place on Grubhub at like 2 in the morning one night because we were watching streamers and we hadn't been sleeping normal human hours. And we tried it and it was fantastic because he gets so upset every single time we try a place for like burritos or whatever, and he gets like, he looks in the case and it's got the cilantro in it, and he makes that face. You know that face when you're like sad that you've traveled all this way for this thing and you can't eat it? There's nothing sadder than coming between a large grizzly bear of a man and his lunch. It's so depressing. I think the saddest thing I've ever seen is like a takeout box collide with the sidewalk. And it was just like a bad thing. Now, those are the videos I feel bad about for like the folks on TikTok or whatever. Those are the ones that just make me feel bad. When you see somebody like running up the stairs and all of a sudden their lunch crashes on the floor in front of them, you have no idea how much they were looking forward to that lunch, or they wouldn't have been running up the stairs. Exactly! It is. It's like, am I a joke to you? What? Why? Why have you done this to me? Why have you failed me? But these are the ones that upset me, because then I feel badly for the person that's stuck in this video life, where they're like, that was my sandwich, you don't understand. Like, I feel that pain in a real sort of way. I don't know. It's always been one of those, like, food is where people definitely have some of their strongest feelings, in my personal observation and opinion, because it's always the thing that you can tell when somebody's really just had it and really hungry, and you know what they need is they need like a sandwich. It's like, okay, everything will be right with the world if you eat. Just trust me and go sit down. Let me get you something to eat and it'll be okay. You know? Oh, I can understand that. The textural problem that goes with that. Similar issues Teddy has with surprisingly with mashed potato, because it looks like paste from school and he can't deal with it. But yes, I can fully understand that textural problem with rice. I've never been... I like rice just fine. I don't think I have anything in particular that I don't eat. Oh, trust me, I love mashed potatoes. Give me a vehicle for butter and salt any day. Like, any day. At one point, I had a special diet, because I'd had surgery, and one of the things that I was allowed to eat, everything is about that, because it's the things are a little longer, but I can change it. I can change it. Let me finish this round and I'll fix it. But yeah, it's one of those things where mashed potatoes was one of the things that was on the approved list of stomach-friendly foods that I could have. And I guarantee you, I ate mashed potatoes every day for like 3 weeks. I was like, wait, you're gonna let me have mashed potatoes whenever I want? What? You're kidding. You can't be serious. I know, it was definitely a wow for me. I was far too happy to have this dietary restriction. This was one I'm never gonna complain about ever again. See, I don't have a textural problem. I think swimming in a thing of mashed potatoes would be rather complicated. just because it'd be kind of like tar where you can't really move very well, but it depends on the consistency of the mashed potato. I bet you didn't expect that answer. And I say that because one of the grossest things in life is runny mashed potatoes that have not been made correctly. Oh, okay. I make roasted chicken in the winter because it has to roast in the oven at 400 degrees for like hours on end. No, it doesn't really take hours. It just makes the house really hot. But Teddy and I will stand in the kitchen and just eat roast chicken. There are no plates involved. Everything is just a cutting board disaster. And it started when I made the chicken the first time. Ah! But yes, give me, like, I grew up where it was cold a lot of the year. I really like things that warm your soul as food items. And that can be from any number of reasons, because Mexican food has soul too. Like, American food has soul. I want something that's got some love put into it, you know? Even German and Italian food, it's that food that feels like a hug, you know? Generally not the best for you, but it just makes you feel so happy. I think the best American equivalent is probably fried chicken for me, but that's mostly because I grew up with, like, that's what my grandmother would make when I would come to visit her, because she knew it was my favorite. And so she'd always have it when I got there. Like, my first meal every time I got off the plane was fried chicken at my grandma's house. It'd make me super happy. And then we go to golf and stuff, which is mini golf and arcades if you don't have them where you live, because there are none here, which is silly. It's like Dave & Buster's on steroids because it's got outside mini golf. Bad experience at fast food places typically run the route of when mayonnaise appears when it's not expected. I've never had a bad customer service-y kind of experience, but I do constantly have my order screwed up. It's just one of those things that's, like, inevitable for me. Teddy, like, texturally doesn't like mayonnaise, and so one of the fast food mistakes that we have is I have to order something first to determine if there's mayonnaise on it before he will order it and feel happy about it. So when mayonnaise shows up at bad times. Oh no, not like that. We're playing nice today. You can't do that. You can't do that. So I know the way that chats work. I've lived in enough of them to know. But this this one, we keep our food and our weird separate. See, the Burger King was right around the corner from my house growing up, so it was the only place I could go do anything. So I probably had way too much Burger King as a kid. Because you had to buy something to go in the play space. And it was literally around the corner. Now that I look at it, though, I'm so lucky I didn't get abducted or something as a kid. Because I have no wherewithal of people. Like, as far as adults go, they always kind of weird me out. And, like... They don't have Wendy's where you are? It's actually really good. It's probably my favorite. I don't know. I I don't know. I love burgers. Burgers are the American staple, honestly. I know everybody gets on like the whole what is the most country specific food for you? Like, Epic, what do you think is the most country specific food for you? Like the thing that not only is, you know, see, I've been to London, which is probably how I saw Wendy's. But no, there has to be something that everybody seems to like that's like quintessential to your location. If I were to pick my location, it's probably crab. But if I were to say for my country, it's probably the burger. There's all kinds of variations, you could do all kinds of stuff with it, but in general, it just feels like the most, you know, quintessential American thing. And I know everybody's like apple pie. It's like, no, because I don't know about you, but I've had some really crappy apple pie. Oh, I'm sorry, Marshmallow. If you need something, let me know. Cage fluff is a good place to hide, don't worry. Okay. What's that thing? Let's go back to the game for a minute, and I will continue talking about food. So, I don't know about anybody else, but like, I love cooking shows too. I like learning about stuff, so history shows are always cool for me. You know what my favorite show was that I used to watch like at random times was How It's Made. The one where they talk about like how they make snowboards and like ambulances and things like that. I don't know why. Fascinated the crap out of me as a kid. Do not understand why at all. Will still watch it to this day for no reason. That and the joy of painting. And for some reason, Bob Ross makes me believe in myself. Because I didn't think I could do a damn thing. Bob Ross tells me I can do it. Somehow I believe that I can do this thing. Oh, yes, Modern Marvels is another good one. Only ones I don't like, I think, are, I like the war machines, like the military machines and things like that. Those are really cool. I tend to not like the history of wars as much, mostly just because it tends to be, like, one-sided history, so it feels weird. Does that make sense? Ah, yes. Binging with Babish is one of my favorites. He really is. Okay, so I really like making things from other things that I know. So if there is like a video game cookbook and I see it, I have to have it. So I have like the Nerdy Nummies cookbook and the ones from Final Fantasy and the Fallout one. Like I have all kinds of cookbooks. I love them. But I really, really like those types of things. So when I found the Babish channel when he was doing like ones for movie and TVs and stuff, I'm like, oh my god, it's so cool. It made me happy. Because I did actually at one point, I decided, so at one point in my life I was told that wanting to work in technology was something that I shouldn't do for blah 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 reasons. And it was stupid reasons, it was old school thinking reasons, it wasn't real reasons, but whatever. But I instead was going to do culinary arts. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be like a chef. I thought that would be so freaking cool. Like when you're a kid and you want to do something like that, that was me. I was that kid. And I was weird about it too. Like, oh, hello. I loved regular show too. Although I thought about it recently and, you know, you've ever watched a show that you watched before and you used to identify with one character and it's completely shifted now? Oh, you. What was that? Hmm? Yeah, I get rid of him. Don't worry. Working on it. It's got language in it that I didn't expect this time. It's annoying me. Dislike. Dislike. Don't do that, you silly thing. Thank you. Bye. Bye bye. Exactly. You used to hate Benson and now you're like, oh dude. I don't have any mods here today. Teddy's my mod, but he's asleep at the moment. So I just do it. I mean, there's not that many of y'all. If you guys want to cause havoc, that'd be one thing, but you don't have to. We're relatively cool. But nah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. This is a low-key night. We're okay. If it turns up again, yeah. But no, I used to want to be a chef. I thought that would be like the coolest thing. And I used to do like, you know, every kid plays like mud pies or restaurant or whatever. I had like elaborate games in this. Like, we are playing 1950s diner today and everybody needs to be on roller skates. You know, I had real crazy rules for most of these games and I would get way too into it. Like, I would get scary into it. So much so that I was told by my babysitter I was too bossy. Because I demanded the game was played in a way that I wanted to play it. It was my pretend game. I should be allowed to control the rules. I love Weeby Bears. Okay. Okay. So, last, what, COVID Christmas? Yeah. Christmas 2020, where we couldn't do anything. We decided to have Pupmas instead. We had the Christmas for the dogs, because part of my problem is that I tend to be a retail therapy sort of person. So when stuck at home, I bought a bunch of crap we didn't need. So we had Pupmas instead, and we bought the dogs a bunch of toys, and everybody was happy. And I videoed it and sent it to my mom. It was great. But one of the things that I did for Teddy was I crocheted him a little an ice bear that's probably about a foot tall, just about. And I completely hid it from him, and we were locked in the house together. Like, we couldn't go anywhere, and I somehow hid that I made a bear for him, and I shoved it in his Christmas stocking in the morning. I love Ice Bear. Ice Bear is my favorite bear. Anything, well, okay, I am totally biased in this, but anything with a bear, and I'm generally, you got my attention. Because, I mean, Teddy's a bear, we call him Bear, like, is a thing. I'll check something real quick. I'm curious right now about one thing. What are we doing? Cause I am wondering if, let's see, hold on, I check a thing. I gotta check a thing. Ah, I see. Yes, Ice Bear needs justice. Ice Bear wants justice. Ice Bear is best bear. Hands down. Ice Bear is the coolest bear of that whole bunch. He is. No question or doubts in my mind at all. 'Cause I loved it. I really loved a lot of the Cartoon Network shows. I really, really did. It was like some of my favorite cartoon work I'd seen. And it started forever ago. It started with like random Toonami, which is what got me into anime, like almost everybody else, because I didn't have much exposure before that, and I happened to run across it and went, holy crap, this is cool. And then, you know, I loved Adventure Time because, you know, I'm a dork. Insofar as to up until 2021, I think, my ringtone on my phone was the Adventure Time theme. Always. So much so that when we rewatched the show recently, I had to keep trying to find my phone. Yes, Fiona and Cake is the reversal that Ice King does. I love it. Yes, I've seen Fiona and Cake. I love it. So yeah, I really loved all of the. I've loved cartoons forever. I don't know why. Something about I would rather watch animation. The show is in just regular show. The Fiona and Cake show, yeah. I saw the ones that they did, but I also saw the intro pieces. No, something about animation just makes me happy. No, I like animation. I do. I don't know what it is. I mean, it just seems happier most of the time. Even with sad stuff, even with horrible stuff. Like, we watch a lot of Gundam in this house, obviously. One of my favorite animes ever is Welcome to the NHK. Like, we exactly, but it's, I don't know about you, but I'm not always super happy watching real people, I guess is the way to explain that. I feel more for that. So like watching the news or something, the news will upset me because these are real people doing real things. I watch movies with live action and it feels sometimes more visceral because of that, because I see actual people. I have profound experiences of heart and feeling over animation that rivals all of those things because it just clicks a happy switch in my brain where I instantly connect. And I don't have that sort of, oh no, real people kind of reaction. I have this, I feel this on like a real level in my heart kind of level, I guess. But it could be just me. I could just be weird. It could just be one hamster's opinion. Over the garden wall. So cute. So cute. Reminded me so much of David the Gnome. Like, updated version of David the Gnome. Which no one remembers. Let's be honest here. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll do a tier list of old cartoons. I also love Danger Mouse. I absolutely lived for Danger Mouse. And obviously Gravity Falls love. Much Gravity Falls love. Oh my goodness. I made a papercraft, a papercraft Mabel for Teddy. So I have a thing where, like, at work, I need to do two things at once most of the time. And when I'm on the phone or whatever, waiting for progress bars. Nice! You have a book collection, Marshmallow, don't you? Yes. But I make things. I thought you might. We could lurk that out, I'm sure. Because I know a lot about cartoons. Like, a lot. One of my focused interests, so to speak. Mm. Let's see. Do I have? Okay, I'm so okay. One sec. So yeah. And I think that's what brings everybody to kind of VTubing is cartoons, honestly. I don't know what it is. Like, something about the faces. Something about the faces is just appealing. And I feel less uncomfortable kind of staring at things. I did see The Amazing World of Gumball. I've also seen Chowder, which is what it reminded me of a lot. The one thing, probably the most common thing that everybody got into with the exception of me, was I was never, surprisingly, a huge SpongeBob fan. My sister was. My sister was huge, and that was probably why, honestly, because she was so into it. I was just like, no, not SpongeBob again. I should probably watch them again, like, as a grown-up. I know, right? The one thing you would think would make the most sense for me to be into, and I just didn't hit for me. And like I said, it was probably because of my sister. But I could give it a shot again as a hamster that I am now. And try to advance past that point. Isn't that the case with most things? I mean, okay. So, I did watch a lot of Ren and Stimpy, which probably legitimately has some serious repercussions in my humor sensors in my brain. Because there are some things in there I'm just like, oh dear God, why? Why have we done this? What? Oh no. This does not surprise me. And he probably did it in that like Dragon Ball anime style, like that, the intense one. No, it was always just funny. Yeah, there's some stuff in my head that I really wish brain bleach was an actual thing. Oh, okay. So far into Ren and Stimpy that I had the like soundtrack to the Ren and Stimpy show, which I don't even know if you knew they made, but I used to listen to it in the car with my family. And one of the songs would come up and my dad would get so angry because it's the fire truck, so it's the Fire Dogs song. And he would get so angry because every single time he thought there was a fire truck behind him because they sampled an actual fire truck to do the thing. And he'd get so aggravated. It cracked me up like every time. And yet, I still listen to it in the car constantly. So it wasn't like he got aggravated enough that I couldn't listen to it anymore. Excuse you. You're probably right. I might actually die here. Why did that not fly? I wonder. Don't you start, sir. Oh, excuse you. Get out of here. No. No, I refuse to die to you. No. I said no. Thank you very much. Haha. I live. I yet survive somehow. And again, I'm also the same person that rewatches like old PewDiePie videos of like Dark Souls. There's too many things. It's too many things that I obsess over. And then I spent an entire day sick on the couch watching coffee house crime videos on YouTube, like the whole day. So ridiculous. Part of me was like disappointed in myself. I'm like, oh my goodness, I have just mainlined all of this content. What is going on with me? Ended up down this rabbit hole. I'm like, oh no. Coffee house crime is so good, isn't it? Oh my god. So freaking good. I do too. I like his format. Everything's well researched. He's got a pleasing voice. Like the whole thing just works. The whole thing just works. It's great. And then of course, you know, like Teddy comes around and he's like, what the heck are you watching? You're turning into that girl from TV. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you know, the one that's perfectly looks normal on the outside and listening how to violently murder her boyfriend on her headphones in the kitchen. Like, oh jeez. I should buy that key. There we go. So yeah, if anybody doesn't know who Coffee House Crime is, that's a good one to listen to. That's probably a good idea, Marshmallow. I'll be around tomorrow too. Get some rest. Everything will be good. You just need to sleep. Much like you told me yesterday, remember? Because I'm like, I'm gonna stay up. And you're like, well, we're in the last chapter. Oh, Chibi! Very cool. That'd be so cute. I have no idea what I'm gonna be for Halloween this year. That's another problem at the moment. I was trying to think about. I'm like, what should I be for Halloween? Because I am basically the reason that my work has dress up day. Oh, it is super cute, no? Did you watch the tournament yesterday, Epic? Because I totally did, because I'm a dork. Oh, nice, yeah. Just give me the mod list too so that I know what I need. But yeah, that'd be awesome. I was trying to play the other day. I had an urge to build in my, you know, sleepy state. It was fun. Okay. So here's the thing. I feel like if it had been all of them had been like the last one, it would have been a lot more fun. Like if I'm generally not a Fortnite fan, but if like there are people playing that are into it, it's fun to watch sometimes. And I think that they were all expecting to have like regular Fortnite games, and that's not what happened. And it's no one's fault, obviously. It was just the way the event was organized. But I think everybody had the most fun at the end. Because Heist wasn't a good choice, but that is neither here nor there, because let's be honest, they got 50 people to all figure out how to play together and actually seem to all have a decent time, with the exception of the ones that were really salty about losing. I'm never salty about losing because I kind of expect to lose most of the time. If that also makes sense. So I just sort of go with the, oh, I did really good for me. That's awesome. I just expect to lose. Yep. They are adorable together. They are so darn cute. Okay, I probably am biased, but even when I was single, I used to like watching like happy couples. These things make me happy. Thank you. But I like watching happy couples because it's, you know, when you see two people actually genuinely not only care about each other, but support each other and want each other to do well, it's just, it gives me a little more faith in humanity collectively. Because we get really a lot of crap. Like, there's a lot of just bad. I need momentary bursts of things that make me realize that people are, there are good people in the world, not just all the crappy ones, you know? And I think when I see people together that are actually happy and rooting for each other, it's good to see, and it makes you feel good. Which is why I feel so bad for some of these VTubers that have to like hide their relationships or whatever. Which is also why I went into it completely open. Because I didn't want to hide one of the things that I think is the most like rewarding thing I could share, you know? So I'm glad you all appreciate it for what it is, because I'm a weirdo and I want to talk about them all the time. I told you before, my real friends give me crap for that. Exactly, you know? I root for the smaller guys because honestly, it's nicer. Yeah, that's crappy. I don't like that, you know? Very few people, it surprises me how few people have like a straight up story and how many people have a story like that, you know? Like, I don't know why people got worse. I've never figured it out. Hold on. Like, my very first boyfriend did that. He decided to break up with me and go out with my best friend. And honestly, the worst thing in the world was that she said yes. That's what made me mad. Because at that point, he was just a jerk. But she accepted. And I'm like, hey, that's not cool. Like, we're supposed to be united in this. Exactly. You learn from it, you grow from it, people learn from it. It's one of those things, but it was funny now. It wasn't at the time, obviously. But to me now, it's like, wow, first of all, I didn't have a whole lot of anything about myself if I didn't, you know, just realize that that was just crappy behavior and I probably shouldn't have endorsed it. And the Svetsie of now versus the Svetsie of before is an entirely different animal. So I was thinking about it today after my weird family phone call thing. And I realized that as soon as the phone rang and I picked it up and I knew who it was, I immediately fell into like Svetsie of 7 years ago. Posture, everything about my demeanor changed. The whole thing just turned into the person I was, not the person I am. And I am well and truly not that person anymore. And I'm not going to be intimidated. I'm not going to be pushed around. And I don't have to do a damn thing I don't want to do. And I know this now. I have gotten to the point in my existence where I know this to be true. Because I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. And yes, there are consequences to those actions on occasion, but if I don't want to do it, and I'm prepared to accept the consequence of that, then that's fine. Like, I'm cool with it, you know? And this person was trying to push my buttons, like, make me guilty or like I owe them in some way. And the previous version of myself would have felt that that was true. Exactly. And when you get to that point when you're finally like, you know what? That is all I can stand. We're good. I'm done now, you know? I was surprised how much better I felt for that. I thought that that was going to destroy me. I thought that from the person that I was, letting them down felt like it was going to be the end of the freaking world. You know, it was going to be the end of me for that. To have them be that mad at me over something. And guess what? I did it. And the world didn't end. In fact, the world actually got a bit better. because I didn't have that weight of trying to please people that were never going to be happy with me on my shoulders anymore. It was gone because they were gone. And I know now that that feeling is so much better. Exactly. You know, and part of that is the fact that Teddy's taught me a lot, because Teddy is very much that guy. He can do that thing that I can't do, and he can look at somebody in the face and just be like, I'm not doing that. You know? I don't have this ability under normal circumstances. For me, it's a learned thing. I had to learn to not let people kind of steamroll over me. And I got off the phone today and I was shaken up and I was having this problem, and a couple hours later, after I'd calmed down and got myself back together and was like, okay, what the heck just happened here? Right? And I look back on it and I'm like, that's what happened. I went backwards. I went back to who I was before. And I don't have to do that. No one can make you feel bad without your consent, is the quote from, you know, Eleanor Roosevelt. And it's true. You give them, you know, the license, you give them the rent-free space in your head. Why bother wasting time over someone that does not give a damn about you? I feel strongly the same way about people that don't like what I do streaming or whatever. If you don't like me, that's cool. You know, it's nice to meet you. Have a nice day. Go. Be free. Have a wonderful time. But I ain't gonna give you the space in my head for that, you know? It's not worth it. I have a small window of energy. Not gonna waste it on something that's silly. But nah, I've been much, much better since, you know, Teddy helped me find my spine again. Because he would reiterate to me a lot, like that whole, you know, you don't have to do it if you don't want to do it. Like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? What are they gonna say? Oh dear God, you're such a hateful person. Okay. Oh, why do you not love us enough to take care of us? Actually, I love me more, which is probably a good thing. And if you cared about me, you wouldn't want me to sacrifice myself just for you. You know? I'm all for helping people out when they need it, but certain people just take advantage of what you can do for them, and they are the ones that don't need it, you know? Your sex experience have recovered well from it. Confidence is still lower. Yeah, that's the one that takes the hit sometimes, is and I hesitate to call it your ego, because it's not really your ego, it is your confidence, it is how you feel about yourself. And unfortunately, that tends to stick around because the bad stuff is easier to believe. You know, when you start talking about, like, that's why I make the comment all the time. It's like, there's nothing that anybody can say to me is any worse than something I haven't said to myself probably 100 times, you know, because I'm horrible to me. Like, I know this. But I don't think that, like, it will kind of crush your self-image a little bit to have somebody do that, especially if you trust them, you know? Like, that's the one that gets a little squitch. And it takes a while to rebuild. You're not going to do it overnight. You know, it's a thing that's going to happen as you go on. You'll realize that you have more value than that. You'll realize that, you know what, I was actually right, and that this situation, had it continued, would have been bad for me, you know? And I've had some things that weren't like that, that were kind of situations that you're like, oh, this would have been great if it had worked out, but stuff just went wrong. And those are okay too, because those are situations that were completely outside of your control. You can't control her actions. You can't control the fact that she screwed up. She screwed up. And now she gets to live with that because she owns that. She did it. It's hers, you know? You did right. Exactly. I am a firm believer in you don't put bad milk back in the fridge. If you break up with someone and if something happens and you break up for a reason. Exactly. They're the ones that lost it. They're the ones that screwed up. And they have to live with that now. You own your mistakes, and if you own your mistakes, you have to live with them. And that's okay, because it's okay to have them. Everybody's got them. Everybody screws up, you know? Just hope you don't pay too high a price for it and you learn something from it. Basically. Explorer. I wanted to tell you something. Hold on. I wanted to tell you that I'm actually really proud of you, because check it out. Remember when we met? You and I talked about the fact that you didn't feel like you were doing this anymore. Like you were having an issue with it. And you stuck in there, and you're doing better than you have been in a long time. And I am super proud of you. I thought that was awesome. So here is to many, many more awesome instances. You know? Because I remember we talked about that. Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. First of all, okay. A word on a word on how I feel about things like this. Number one, you came in here, you told a story, which is awesome. Number two, you didn't expect us to fix you. You just came in to share your experience, which is completely valid and totally okay. And number three, you know, you gave an opportunity for the folks here to support you. And all of that's a good thing. So no, Epic, you're cool. Don't worry. And the trauma dumping thing, like that thing, sort of comes with the, you know, someone that is really looking for help in kind of the wrong place. When you really need someone to be, like, careful. I'm not always the best with my words. I do what I can, but I'm not always the best at it. And there are trained professionals if you need that kind of thing, but you didn't do that right now. You just sort of came in and told your story, which is cool. I'm perfectly okay. Besides, it also helps the conversation go, which is nice. You're very welcome. I appreciate you. I do. The worst thing is to sit here and not talk about nothing, you know? I would rather have a big conversation. If I can do it, I would rather have a big conversation and feel some stuff, you know? And feel like you've actually done something. Not just like talk about the weather and pretend crap doesn't happen, because that's just weird. So no, we're good. Everything's cool. I need to check a thing real quick, cause I forgot. Well, no, okay. So here's the problem, right? So I have never been a big fan of, like, discussing mindless topics. Give me a long haul thing. This whole conversation that happened earlier today that I've been dreading about consisted of nothing. Like, literal nothing. It was weather and dogs and grocery prices. It was nothing. None of the information that had needed to be said over the last several years that we have not spoken was even remotely communicated. It just is. It's just dead space. Give me a profound conversation. Let's talk about the universe. Let's talk about pain. Let's talk about how we grow from stuff, you know? Let's talk about how to move forward and be better people. Let's own up to, you know, things we do wrong and not get too hung up on it, because it happens to everybody. You know, let's close the books and move on. And it never feels like that happens. And those are the conversations that mean more to me. You know, those are the ones that feel like I had a good conversation today, you know? I talked to somebody like aggressive. Like, I learned some stuff today. And those are the things I want. That's the conversation I want to have. That's the bit. That's the part that I care about. And food. These are the things that matter. Aw, yeah. My grandfather was a little different in his expression. He said, you know, any day you're above the grass is a good day. No, I believe in the power of, you know, people can advance. People can do better. And the way to help people do better is to learn from your mistakes, because mistakes can teach you, and provided you don't, you know, pay too high, they're the best experience you will ever get. And if you never make a mistake, you never learn. I had heard that long before Kung Fu Panda. But I... Forgive the clearings. I apologize. The congestion has me. Ugh. Oh my goodness, yes. And decided to just chuck me around. I got bounced a bit for that one, but it's okay now. Like, it was one of those weeks, I don't know, everybody was in the same state too, which was really funny to me, because I kept checking in on like Twitter and stuff, and everybody was in the same position. Everybody sort of felt the same way, and it's like, what the heck is going on this week? Like, why has this happened? I'm sure Vuther's stream is like the same thing. This week just got away, you know? It decided to go to hell in the handbasket all by itself, and it said screw all of us, and we just went for the ride. Exactly, and I'm sorry to hear that, but bear in mind that there's... Once you know is how you get started, you know? It's when you don't know that you don't know where to start from. So, I'm hoping that, you know, they can do right and help them through. Like, when my mom got sick, it was weird because it was also slightly surprising in a way. She'd been sick for a while, but we didn't know what was wrong. It's like a lot of stuff. So a diagnosis like that comes in threefold. The first is the fear, like, oh my god, what does this word mean? This is terrible. The second is the processing, where you're like, okay, what do we do? And then the third is actually getting to the work of getting it done. So that's how it kind of works out as far as progression goes, in my experience. Because I never know where to start with a lot of that stuff, and the first thing that you kind of have to do is just sort of yell through it. because it sucks. And then once you get past the it sucks, okay, what do we do? And then you put together a plan. You know? Yeah, that's a rough road. We've done that too. Ugh. Wah! Not impossible though. Just difficult. Which is the other thing to keep in mind. Like, well, perspective is important in a way. And my perspective with a lot of this comes with the benefit of time. Ah! Ads! Yes, I have ads. I'm sorry about that. I have ads, apparently. Wow. I haven't experienced that yet. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Everybody was in the same boat. Like, everybody felt the same way, too. I don't know what the heck was going on. Hello. I tried to not make them too disruptive. I just wanted to see what would happen, obviously. My whole life exists on I wanted to see what would happen. Oh, but I did try not to make them too obtrusive. Hopefully. Ah, thank you. And you should follow Explorer, because Explorer is funny. I need my daily Vash images. More than you realize, actually, because I immediately show them to Teddy. Oh! I hear barking. We got barking. Yeah. Hold on. We get through this room and, you know, get smacked in the face. That's fine. Huh. No. I'm so mad at Netflix right now. Yes. Doggos. I have doggos. He has more Riz than I do. Like, legit. And no lie whatsoever. He has more Riz than anybody ever. That would be Dominic. Dominic exists in the Riz department. He knows everything. No, he doesn't. He's a dork. And he's gonna hear me talking about him in a minute. Hey, up. No, so the dogs are the early warning system. They let me know when things around them change. I am assuming, though, that that means that Teddy has woken up. Yes, Brick? How may I help you? I don't know if you can hear him. I have no Riz. None. But I don't need it. I mean, let's be honest. If you can tolerate talking to me for more than 15 seconds about something as innocuous as the random stuff that I decide to say, you're already sticking around. It's one of those things, like, if you can handle it initially, you'll be fine. I don't really need Riz. Oh no, again? Explorer, what happened? Hold on. Hold up. Oh wait, it's fine. I think you guys are just on opposite mid-rolls. Because it should have been, like, not too bad, I hope. I tried to set it, like, the lowest threshold it would let me. Because I'm like, I don't really care that much in that way, but I'm interested to see what happens. Hello. Welcome back. I need to find a way to adjust that. Ah! Well, it's nice to find like-minded people. Because that's one of those things that the world has seemed to be lacking some days. I get a bit overwhelmed by like Twitter and stuff like that when everybody sort of jumps on whatever track they're running on this week. And And like I said earlier, the social battery is definitely the first thing to go when I don't feel well. It's just like, nope, I have no patience for this. Ah, yeah. See, I'm just gonna collect the rest of the brain, and then we'll have a community, a hive mind that will make sense to all of us. Embrace the weird. Yep. That's the idea. Because if you embrace the weird, you won't be alone anymore, because you'll be comfortable in your own skin, which is one of those things that is probably the most important thing you could ever be, is okay with yourself. Because that's the one that took the longest for me to learn. Spent so long, and so much energy trying desperately to make it so that other people would be okay in my company. And I finally got to the point where I'm like, you know what? I need to be okay in my company, and then other people will want to hang out with me. Exactly. We got the brain cell collective is what we're going for. Together we can do it. It'll be okay. It'll be alright. Oh, come on. Thank you. There we go. Almost 2 hours. I'm surprised. I am pleased with myself. I've been talking nonstop for like 2 hours. I haven't had this much conversation in like 2 weeks. Because the other horrible part of being sick is that Teddy and I tend to be off schedule from each other. Because he tries to sleep like as much as possible, and most of the time I still have to be up during the day to do the work thing. So that could be interesting. That could be interesting. Just to find all of us. There are a couple of clip channels you should definitely follow if you don't already, with smaller streamer stuff that I've been looking at lately. Yeah. No, I do believe. Accepting yourself is the hardest part, though. I'm not gonna lie. That's the one that typically takes the longest. And that's mostly because of your own stuff, you know? Like, at the point that you talk to somebody and you're like, okay, what's the worst that's gonna happen? You know, like, what's the worst that they're gonna say? What's the worst that's gonna happen? Yeah, well, so it's a two-part problem with that, because like Twitch is rather biased in their business, you know? They're gonna push whoever's making them the most money. Not their fault, just the business. But it's definitely like, if you could do a way to communicate with smaller streamers, like this is why, okay, so I started a VStream account, which is a newer service that's like Twitch-ish, but mostly for VTubers. I can't stream on it yet because it's in pre-beta, and I don't have enough followers over there. But you only need 5 followers to do a stream, I think. So if you could get your collection together, you could take a look. But I think it's on the link tree as well. But they were trying to be like a tailored, smaller service thing. And that's what, honestly, they were working towards. And yeah, they are. I mean, it's a business decision, and I'm not going to fault them for it, obviously, because it's what it is. Most people get upset when they think that a business decision is personal, and while yes, there are a lot of us out here that are trying to do this and not being found, which is a challenge, they're going to stick to what makes them the most money. Because Even when you make it big, Twitch is not your friend. they are a vehicle. See, okay. So my thing with Kick, right? Two-part problem for me. The first is I am never ever gonna be the person that like judges your morality based off of where you stream or whatever. Your audience is your audience depending on what it is. However, I think that the set expectation in that location would be different than one that I would be comfortable with. Because there are people in chat that come from other streams that are just like here, but we are all bound by the confines of TOS, right? So it's, while you can't control what shows up in your chat, you can control that there are certain things that are automatically, the rules exist, you know? There are automatic instructions for what to do. And I think that because I know this layout a lot better here, and I know what's acceptable and what's not, and what's safe and what's not, Kick is a harder place for me to navigate that and feel comfortable. I do remember Mixer, but I, again, have an Xbox. I am unpopular in that regard with most of the internet, is that I actually like console gaming. I've done console a lot longer than computer, actually. I had a computer, like, really early on in my life. Yeah, see, this is why I think VStream might be a little bit different, because it's catering to the VTuber experience. And it could be something, but it's interesting to watch regardless, you know? And you know I'll always let you guys where I am anyway. You'll know. If I ever get to the point of trying something in somewhere else, I'll tell you. But no, most of it is just I wanted to talk, so it works out. No, I just don't think Kick is the place for me, you know? And obviously Fansly is not the place for me, and obviously Orange Twitch is not the place for me. I know my limitations in that way. But again, far be it from me to ever say a word about somebody wanting to do that. If that is what you want to do, I fully respect your choices, and I think that I wish you the best of luck, and I hope it goes awesome. Because I want people to do what makes them happy. You know? It's the best choice, really. And please, I've seen more websites rise and fall than most people have seen countries. Oh no, you're fine. I needed to take a bit of a break anyway. My hands were giving me crap, so I was just sitting here for a minute. But no, I should probably actually play because nobody wants to see the pause screen for 40 minutes. And again, if you're here expecting epic gameplay, I'm very sorry for you. Because I am terrible. And honestly, if it were me, I would be home screaming at my TV, so it's okay. Ow. No, what's currently distracting me is the fact that I'm probably due for meds again soon, but I'm having a good time, so I don't actually want to not stream right now. So I'm trying to decide what to do in the back of my head while I talk to you. I do think I have made significant progress over where we were, you know, earlier, because I haven't been able to speak for like days. And I did just talk for like 2 hours straight, so that's nice, right? That worked out. What else we got? Math strength? Judgment. I didn't want to give you that. Ah, nice! Good choice, good choice. Do you have a plan for what you're drawing, or are you just planning to draw? I'm gonna die, so that's okay. Alright, let's do this. Let's do this. Can I do that yet? I can. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do this. We'll probably go till about 12, I guess. Ish? That makes sense? Yeah, probably. I know that Vuther's streaming, so we'll probably gate crash him when I'm done, but we're gonna do this first and hope that I do better than I think I'm gonna. But no. Oh, yeah. You were talking about it. I have been drawing things from Don't Starve while I have been sick. I don't know why. Maybe I want to play Don't Starve. I was wondering if I should make a Don't Starve Together server and make people play with me. Because I am really good at the first few days and then I die because I'm alone and I can't do anything by myself. And it's not Minecraft, which meant that it might actually like do something different. And I know that I just, in the beginning of this stream, agreed to play Minecraft with you, Explorer. I am perfectly happy to do so. I'm just saying I didn't want to stream the same thing like twice because that gets weird, you know? Because if I'm playing Minecraft with you, I want to play Minecraft with you. You know what I mean? Hey, out. We're gonna do it again because that was stupid. Bump. Alright. Oh, this will help. Tier size and range up helps because I always forget. So I usually play this with Samson, which I know seems like a weird choice, but damage escalation is a good thing. Ah, yes, I would like to. It all depends on the timing. Mostly because this week I have not been like conscious. But yes, when he decides to stream our Gartic Phone again, I would definitely play again because that's fun. I had a good time with that. Next week, I believe I am in the office the days that he streams though. So it might have to be the week after, but I should be in chat as per normal finally. Because I can do two things at once now. That was the other thing that would happen because I was sick. Is I'm so used to doing two things at once that when I can't do two things at once, that's how I know something's wrong. And I couldn't focus on work and have something on in the background at all. Like, it had to be quiet because I was so sick I could not focus at all. It was so bad. So I'm stuck listening to like streamer lo-fi for a whole day while I try to work just to keep myself sane. When normally I have people on in the background. I do love a British accent, this is true. I am a fan. It's actually been a joke for a long time that the Irish accent is the one that actually kills me because I have heard it a lot previously. And before I met Teddy, the joke was if I ever went to Ireland, I would never come home. And then I met Teddy and I have to come home because we like having him. But yeah, I'm a fan of accents, to be honest. I really find it fascinating how different people say things. Like, we were listening to a video the other day, just about the weird accents. Yes, I did watch Jack too. But it was one of those things where we were watching how other parts of America pronounce things. And one of the things here, and I notice it with like Teddy's mom more than me, because I don't do it as much, but I've started to because she does it and it's really annoying me. It's water and wash, and I don't do wash, thankfully. It's wash, by the way. But she says wash. And I'm like, what the heck is that? And for the first part of like the first few days, I just sort of smiled and nodded. I'm like, okay, when we first lived there, because I just didn't understand. And see, I made it so that these were the little longer dance ones. But like I said, I can switch stuff around. I just needed to see if the points worked, and I was trying to play with them. So if you have suggestions, send me a message, because I will make them up. I got emotes too, I think. I'll show them when I get done. I'll put them in chat. I had to put something in there. I couldn't have like emote slots that were empty, even if like nobody subs, because it was just, they're emotes. I love emotes. Emotes are like my favorite. I do not have an animated one yet though, because I want one. These are my motivations, believe it or not, in this whole thing of I decided I was gonna stream. There are like only 3 things that I really wanted. I wanted a plushie. I wanted a desk mat, and those are really high ideals. And I wanted like emotes. Because emotes were the ones that I was dying. I'm like, no. So, it's been interesting. Mm. Mm. Alright. So let's do this. Do we want to play something else? Or should I just be done? It's almost time. I got a couple more minutes. So I want to show you something. There's a demo of a game that I really liked. And I figured... Explorer! I figured I'd show you the demo of this one game. Because I thought it was super cool. It's very pretty. Where'd it go? Da, 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 da. But I liked it a lot. There we go. The powerful scroll wheel that just proceeds to make it so that I just run through everything. There it is. Okay. Ah, this one's bigger, so let me fix it. So, I like trains. I know, there's a shocker. Oh, let me get the audio correct. Y'all hear game audio okay? Kind of quieter. I like trains. I do. It's one of those things. So, this is a demo for a new game called Station to Station, which I really liked. So, I'll show you where I'm at. Because this game, if this is a game that you're interested in, this would be a good one to just kind of like smack. But yeah, it's pretty fun. So, we'll start with this one. Ah, let me turn it up for you a bit. Let's turn it up just a touch. I'll go over here and I'll turn this up a bit more. How's that? It's nice, right? I like it. Good game. Alright. Oh, hold on. Let me do a thing real fast. Let me change that real fast. There we go. Station to station. Done. I was updating my category. Okay. So, basically, you're building train stations, right? Mouse. Also mouse. There we go. Scroll. And scroll back. Ta-da! Okay, so. Straighten myself back out. So this is a wheat farm. And over here we got the mill. And you build stuff to get to the bins. So, remember though, because you're building like a whole network, obviously, just like any other train sim, you have to remember that railways go both ways. But yeah, it's a really cute art style. Huh. Hi, Marshmallow. We're just gonna play this for a few minutes before I crashed for a bit. All right, let's see. Look it, it's so cute. And so ready? So now connect one with the other, right? Yeah, I want to move this.
Drink water.
Too funny. Too funny. Too funny. Where is that? All right, we'll do this one. Boop. Thank you. I need that. Okay. All right, we're gonna build railway station. Ta-da! And yes. My favorite part is that it wakes up everything around it. Ah, thank you. See? So that the whole thing just gets prettier. And it looks like Minecraft, but not lag. Frames. There we go. Marshmallow. What happened? What happened? You okay? Okay. You're accident prone. I know this. I have learned this over our duration of time. Actually, I'm gonna go this way. But I love that. Okay, so we're gonna zoom in for a minute. And it's gonna get laggy, I'm sorry. But look at this little station. Very cute. Yes, I know. You're accident prone. So, of course, there's an objective. Obviously, it's to connect all the stations and to make it so that this whole place, like, runs together. But I just like it because it was super chill. And it was very, very cute in its design. Put this one there. No, that one's there. Thank you. Yes. What did you do, Marshmallow? What happened? I know. You don't have to say. But still. Marshmallow, you have to take care of yourself. These are important. This is why we do things like this. I know. You do your best. That's all you can do. Yeah, the problem is that when you put that much pressure on yourself, you then, you know, blow a gasket. Which is the harder part for a lot of it too, because you feel like if you make all the decisions for someone else and none of them for you, who benefits? You know? So just be careful. Oh, thank you for stopping by, Epic. I appreciate you a lot. I'll be streaming again tomorrow if you want to stop by and say hi. And thank you for talking with me about food for like an hour and a half. I appreciate it. Marshmallow, breathe. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. And thank you for stopping by, Epic. I appreciate you. And thank you for welcoming me back. Aw, thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. It was nice to be missed. That's one of the things that you always worry about, because you feel like, you know, oh, I've just been gone too long, the internet moves too fast, no one's gonna remember anything anyway. And it's nice to just kind of be noticed and missed, you know? So thank you for that. Okay, so this is another farm. Ah, we can go this way. Yeah, let's go this way. I know, and I appreciate it again, Marshmallow. You too. You guys have been fantastic to be here. I appreciate it. Have a good one, Epic. Good night. Good night. No, it's been one of those things that I appreciate more than you know, because, like, I don't think too much of myself sometimes, and it's hard to remember to be kind to yourself, and it's hard to remember that, you know, you gotta be nice to yourself. I'm nice to everybody else. I have such a hard time being nice to me sometimes, you know? So, it's nice to have people remind you of that and just go, no, you're worth being nice to. So that's why I give it back. Because y'all are worth being nice to as well. Well, yeah, it's black, silly thing. Yeah, and that's the hazard, you know? Because you're nice to everybody except yourself, then, like, you pick on what should be your biggest fan, you know? Like, my mom was the near constant cheerleader, you know? She, like, you would leave my house thinking, like, you could conquer freaking countries with that woman cheering for you, because it's just what she did well, and it's just kind of what the thing that she did better than anybody else. And she very much wanted, you know, everybody to succeed in what they were trying to do. And I'm gonna try to put that out there for her, because that's been ice cream. That's a great name. That is a great name for an ice cream flavor. Oh, I need to go to DC and get freaking cupcakes, man. I do. I really, really want them right now. Yeah, Epic's in the UK, so he wholly opposite time schedule from all of us. Marshmallow's got that Pacific time zone feel. Hey, look! Do you see the little cows? The little pixel cows, aren't they cute? I love them. Little pixel cows just make me so happy. Okay, I'm done. I went to visit the UK. I went for Christmas one year. Oh, nice! So does that feel home to you, or does that feel somewhere else? Like, because I was raised between, you know, New England and Arizona, so both of them kind of feel like home, but one feels more like home than the other, I guess. Because I split the time. Thank you. I see. Was it just the part you guys were in? Or was it, like, because of, like, school stuff? I can see. I see. It's one of those things where, like, I used to think that living where I live now would be like a dicey thing, like it would be a problem. And honestly, it's been better than I expected, but the other part of the problem comes with you have to like be very mindful of your surroundings, which I wasn't entirely expecting, you know? Because I'm bad at that sometimes. And so like read the room is hard sometimes for me. Alright, put that one there. Yes, you do that. Yeah, I intend to. Calm down. I'm getting there, game. I'll start. Can I go all the way over here? I can. I can, in fact. Bridge the whole thing. Yes. Yes, yes. Let's see. So, I have these so far. Have a good night, Explorers. Nice to see ya. I'll be around tomorrow if you want. And I'm definitely down for some mining. Yeah. I did some work. It's just kind of, they're just basic stuff right now, but I needed a something, right? I love emotes. They're like my favorite part. I mean, come on. I'm a girl. I speak emote. That's okay. You'll get there. You'll be okay. Don't worry. You'll get there. Alright. Gotta go over here, right? Yeah. So... just have the two out from this guy, I guess. No. Yeah. Go this way. Go this way. What's this one? Let's go over there. Boop. Yeah. Oh, hi, Zoe. That's okay, take your time. Whenever. Let's see. What else do we need to do? I'm industrializing the world, apparently. Hamster on a mission. Alright, so I have to go here to get all the way over there. That's crazy, man. Okay. Let's see. I didn't. Oh, I am getting hungry again. But that's okay. We'll get there. I go to that one. Oh, I can get over there that way. Right? Ta-da! Okay. So that's a very cute game that I really like. And the demo's pretty good. So if you want to play it, demo's free and it's fun. It's a really good chill game. There are like 3 levels in the demo. Okay. Do this. We'll go over here. There we go. Hi. Do that one. Okay. Oof. Let's see. Let's see. There we go. I lost the thing. I lost my little feed thing that I needed. There we go. Can I put this on this? I can. I can, in fact. There we go. Okay. Let's see where. Yeah, I heard you. I heard you. Ah! Yeah, yeah. The number 3 book, that is so cool. I love the game. I love the book collection. I do. I do. It's so cool. Hold on. Let me move myself over for a minute. I'll step in front of you guys. Because I love this. This is so neat. Oh, bam. Can I do that? Yeah, that's fine. Ah! It got big, but that's okay. Whoop. It's so cool. Hold on. I'm gonna do this. Ha-ha. Ha-ha. And bam. I like it. It's very pretty. Oh, that's okay. Mine too. Don't worry about it. No, that's awesome. I like it. That's great. It looks exactly like the one from the show. Like in person. That's pretty cool. Go back to the thing. Wow. No, that's super cool. Looking at you. Actually looking the other way, but that's okay. You get the point. Okay, so I definitely feel that it might be bedtime for me, but I do think that this went well. What you think? You feeling okay? Did that do okay? I hope so. I had a good time. And tomorrow we're gonna play some bendy. That's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I am. I'm very excited. Yeah, I'm thinking so. I'm thinking snack and then bed. Because the meds are kind of worn off and I can feel my nose getting stuffier again. So that means it's time for the nighttime meds. But so tomorrow I'm kind of aiming for 11 my time. So that's Eastern Standard Time. So that's about where I'm aiming for. So like 8 o'clock, I think, Pacific, maybe. Yeah, time zones, because time zones are a thing. I'm glad that I did this. I'm glad everybody came out. Thank you for hanging with me. Yeah, for you it's 9 p.m. So we're gonna send you over to Vuthra, I think, because I think he's still streaming. Let me check. Let me check before I open my mouth. Yeah. He's streaming Baldur's Gate, which, you know, the Wizard of Rizzing everybody up is definitely worth watching. So that'll be a good time. And he's on the West Coast time zones. He's a good one for that. Remember his good boy redeems. Just saying. Just saying, you need the validation. He's a good guy for it. Alright. So go hang out over there, yeah? Okay, cool. Let's make sure that I can get to the thing, because it's gonna be silly. Alrighty. So thank you for hanging. I appreciate you. What? I did, yeah. I'll do another one if you want. I have the points. I never spend them. That's the thing. If anyone could track my points in their chat, you will see that I am just a point hoarder. Like, I just have points for days. Ah. So. All right, ready? I'm gonna go set this up. Cause I think he's having a good time. All right. Thank you for hanging again. Thank you for coming out, and I'll see y'all later. Have a good night. Ready? 3, 2, 1.